Hey, good morning. It's Jack Gately from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. I got a question from a student who took my broker class. And have a lot of broker students. And when they start off on their own as being their own broker, I always tell them, hey, listen, now that you don't have your broker to ask because you're the broker, and if you come across a question and you don't know the answer to it, drop me an email and I'll help you out best I can. So I got a question this weekend from a broker candidate who is now his own broker, and he asked about canceling listings. And his specific question was, if the seller is not happy for whatever reason, can they unilaterally cancel the listing agreement? And the answer is typically, unless there's some strange provision in there that I would not be familiar with, but if you're using the typical listing agreement, the answer would be no. You cannot unilaterally cancel most contracts. Most contracts are contracts because both parties are agreeing or in being bound by certain performance standards in the contract. And what type of contract would it be if one person could just get up and walk away? Now, there are some contracts that are like that, but listing agreements are not like that. So one client cannot simply just say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. What do you do in that case, Jack? What if they no longer want to sell their house? Well, let me first tell you that it's probably not the case. Most likely, they have found some other person to buy the house directly, and they want to, what's the phrase? Screw you out of your commission. I think that's the phrase. Right. That's what's happened. They probably found a buyer without you, and now they don't want to pay your commission. So they want you to cancel the listing agreement. Or they found some other real estate agents that's going to charge them less, or something like that is going on. And so almost all the time, you don't want to cancel these listing agreements because, first off, the people that now want to buy it probably found out about it originally through your marketing efforts. And they somehow, did an end run around you because they knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody. And so that's highly likely what happened, especially when inventory is tight. So what you could say to your client would be, I understand you're no longer interested in marketing the property. Okay, no problem. What we can do is we can take it off of the multiple listing service, and all your showing requests will stop. And we'll do this by transferring it to what we call the temporary withdrawn status. And there's a form for that, or at least you should have some paperwork to get this done in writing. Do not do this unilaterally without having it in writing. And by moving it to temporarily withdrawn, your agency still retains the exclusive right to sell. So let's just say you have another, 10 weeks on your listing agreement. Well, for the next 10 weeks, you'll still have the existing right to sell. They cannot sell it without compensating you. Remember, when the seller signs a listing agreement, they basically give up the right to sell their own property in exchange for your marketing efforts. So you still hold the existing right to sell for the balance of the listing agreement. And they also get their wish not to market it. And once you basically call their bluff on this, highly likely they're going to say, oh, no, let's not do that. And highly likely you'll probably also get an offer for the property shortly thereafter, once they figure out that they're not going to be able to bleep you out of your commission. So that's what's going on. I hate to be, transparent about it, but that's probably what's going on. No matter how nicely they ask, they're trying not to pay you, is probably what's happening. Now, you should never accuse them of that because, that would be unprofessional. But that is probably what's happening. Act accordingly. Offer to put it temporarily withdrawn. Temporary withdrawn is also a totally legitimate use when someone's having some work done on the property, just as an aside. So not all temporary withdrawns are nefarious. I don't want to say that, There are plenty of temporary withdrawals that happen out there because somebody has some last minute project that they have to replace something or whatever to make the property look marketable. That happens. So just keep that in mind. That is totally legitimate, a legitimate temporary withdrawal. But when they are looking to cancel, don't fully cancel. Go the temporary withdrawn route. All right. Hey, I'm Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate. Keep the questions coming and the Online Real Estate Academy. You have a great day. Bye-bye.